Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ACL Pro MLG 2K series. We are here with some great matchups coming in today. First up will be Cipher versus Sinister. Joining me in the co-cast this will be Myksta. Myksta, should be a great set of matches coming in today for this 2K series.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing match. Cipher Union taking on Original Sin. We've got some crazy players on both sides. It's going to be an interesting match.
Of course, this match and this whole tournament really helping to set a precedent, I guess, in regards to perhaps some more 2 or 5K series coming down the line. I'm not going to focus on that, though. What we will focus on is Brisland, happening later this month. Of course, it will be ACL's first stop on their circuit. They will be hitting up Sydney next later on in the year. But Brisbane and this competition will go hand in hand. Your seeding points that come out of this comp for these pro points will help determine where you're going to end up at that event. So, you know, some things are on the line, of course, 2,000 points each for the team to come first, and then it goes down from that. But, you know, it's a good little start and a good way to help you out. 1,200 for second, and then third and fourth for 800 points each. You know, a few big-name teams coming in today, Mike, but you're sort of thinking, okay, these guys will probably take it out. But, you know, since it's only single limb, we could see some major upsets.
Well, it all depends on how the bracket turns out, how these teams can perform on the day as well. And I mean, you just said it yourself. There's some great teams coming to play early bracket. You know, matchups could just knock one of those teams out straight out of the running. Yeah,
that bracket positioning is what it comes down to. And, you know, you don't want to go up against another big name team if you're one of those yourself, because you don't get a second chance in this sort of competitions. You only get that one shot, and you got to try and fight your way all the way out. But, you know, best out of 3 series. The first of 2 will take these ones out. You don't need to play them all out. Once you get to the 2 mark, you're done. It will be a domination S&D blitz rotation. Kicking things off will be domination on Freight. You know, Freight, great match to have to kick things off. Very close quarters, very all-in brawl, so to speak. And, you know, you're going to see a lot of things happening on that B side of things. And just a note on B for me personally, I've noticed a few more teams. They originally held off from B until about, 30 seconds in, then they start sort of trying to capture B. More recently, the aggressiveness that comes out of a few teams since champs, they try and get B straight away, and sometimes it does work very well in their favour.
Well, I personally believe that teams have tried to do that in the past, from the get-go, but they've just found new little tips and tricks that they've actually been able to do that more successfully nowadays. And, I mean, yeah, teams are going to try and do that. Other teams prefer not to if they're not confident in doing so, but they're going to try and wrap around, trying to just get those crosses on to maybe get it sort of a more, not straight away, but, soon after they get a couple of kills to cap that flag. But whoever's going to get that B flag is definitely going to have that early advantage if they can get an early trap on as well.
Definitely. So going through the lineups, we're going to see from the Cipher squad, for those that are wondering who is this team, who makes it up. You've got Darky, Flares, Nimble, and Zentix. Now, the other side of things for that original Sin squad, we do have Gundy. You're going to have Envious Kitty, who did play at COD Champs, just to mention 2013 for Mind Freak. You got Trent in there as well. And then actually MLG, but actually going to be Dizzle, who's going to make a name in there. I'm just looking at the username from there. Side of things, it's a good little lineup for both these teams. Both have some good names in there. I'm sort of tipping Sinister. I'm just looking at Trent. He's an old veteran. You got Q's, an old veteran as well, and Gundy and Dizzle, both good up and coming players who have been around for a little while now. I haven't really seen much of the Cipher, so I don't want to take anything away from them. But I'm just tipping Sinister.
We'll see how they're going to play off. I mean, this early break is definitely going to just try and see what they can do here. As you're going to be seeing both teams, of course, capping their spawn flags, going over to this B side up first, and you're going to be seeing a couple of shots going out as well, but no connects so far as they're trying to throw these nades off across as well. There we go, the first kill of the game. Darky taking out Kitty.
I'm sitting on board with Dizzle, just chilling back at the moment. He was the man who sit back, try to capture that first flag, did so for his team. He does have the trophies there as well, but then nice little 2-piece coming in from that R5 as he pushes back inside of Owens. Going to change over to him from that squad. And he's just chilling back. Looks like he's going to go up high in the crow's nest now, looking around for any players he can find and trying to keep an eye on that B flag. The player down there though can't get shots on him as one player pushes to his right. Tay, hit kill, gets the assist though as his teammates are trying to push on up. The B flag's been taken. Now they're in a bit of a pickle here, the Cipher boys, because they need to get a second flag back or at least neutralise it to slow things down.
Zen's just going off right now. It's currently 4-0. He's got the one cap, of course, from the original time. He's nearly out of ammo as well. But he's going to keep pushing on forward. He's trying to go with his teammates to capture this B flag. His teammate does get dropped, but he's going to play the smart play, rotate over. He's got the MTAR as well. And now they're just trying to get a couple kills, but unfortunately he gets taken down. His team is now trying to push back out. But, Original Sin, they've got that A and B control. They're pushing in to red and just holding out these surrounding buildings. And they're trying to push off these kills, but Cypher's got something to say about it.
And you're just going to see now 3.5 minutes left. It's going to be 23-14. Of course, that will be that Sinister squad up in that lead for the time being. Gundy's 2-3, but he's the only person going negative for the team. Rest of them coming a normal, natural response to this first few minutes of this game. the score almost coming to the halfway point in regards to that difference. Nimble, I'm feeling a bit sorry for him right now. He's 1-5 from Cipher, not having the best of starts. Hopefully they'll pick things up in the remaining 3 minutes, 15 seconds. But right now, it is that Sinister squad is really setting up their president in regards to this first side of things. And Trent really clean up some good kills. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the buy something is banned, but leans allowed. So, just keep an eye out for those sort of things. You will see Trent with that nail gun, as I like to call it, gets picked up by Zen, though, as he tries to protect B.
Oh, Zen just going off. Nice double kill there from him as he tries to push back on and forward to this B flag, trying to get the capture. One's there, but he'll fall straight down to the ground. Unfortunately, getting taken down shortly after. His teammates are trying to just stay on that one, but they haven't been able so far to capture this B flag more than, or even neutralize it, but this time they should be able to go ahead and capture this one, and they are able to. His teammates there trying to make something happen. Nimble will be able to get that kill and hold that B flag secure, but unfortunately get taken down shortly after. Shot still going out, and now Kitty's the last one alive for a moment. But a nice play there from Cipher Union to just push back the original Sin side, pushing them back into their spawn, and hopefully they can catch back up here. We still have 2 minutes 20 on the clock. The score's 50-34, and with the time remaining, they can still catch back up if they hold the 2-to-1 flag ratio.
Yeah, look at Zen. Zen's having a massive first few minutes here after that first quarter now gone. He's really helping the team step it up in that regard. Even though they are down from points by just over 13 at the moment, he's really helping these guys out to step things up and really push that aggressiveness back into Sinister. As you'll see now, Gundy's actually working this deep flank left-hand side. He's pushing himself in the lumber yard now. He will be coming up on that flank. Decides against it. Look at him. He's throwing that Vector with a thermal on top. I question some things by a few players, but back over to Trent with that nail gun again, as I like to call it. And he's just hunting around for a few players here as they try and pick up the B flag. Kitty on the hunt as well. Both of them getting picked up. One player up high there on the trains, and he tries to put the shots out there. Trent couldn't finish him off. Darky, very nice work there to stay alive, glowing red. But, as long as he's alive, it's all that really matters to protect this B flag for the time being. A few players around there, though, get taken down. As the Cipher guys aren't really set up now to defend it, it will get taken back by Sinister. And Sinister will be able to increase their lead back to what they had originally.
They're going to just be trying to keep it for the rest of this half. And a nice knife kill there from Nimble, as Gundy will get a double kill for himself. Nimble's actually the last one alive for a second as his team will respawn, but he's actually going to be going over to this A flag, try and just throw them off, try to split the numbers game, and then maybe get his team to rotate back over to this B flag and capture it like that. Regardless, the team of Original Sin, they're going for this C side, so they're going to need a trade eventually, but no, they're going to be able to get that defensive kill, and now they actually have a triple cap for the last 50 seconds, but one team's, Cypher's going to need to get a flag somewhere, but they're all dropping.
They are at the moment. Sinister's really doing a nice work here, protect and defend. Trent, 5-point streak for his name, 12-8 on that scoreboard, hunting around now with Kitty as well, as they try and find anyone inside the bottom red. There will be one player there, Trent, making short work of him. It was Zen trying to come on out. Zen, he going off a lot more often in that first part. He slowed down now, though he's on 14-10. His KD was a lot better looking earlier off, but he's been struggling now. Gundy's been picking up his game, 15-9 for 2-point streak as well now, as he hunts on around there. Opposition team of Cipher have picked up their home flag back there at C, but it's going to be a little bit too little in that regard, as it's going to come up to the end of the half here. And right now, this team of Sinister looking extremely strong just in that first half, but at the same time, Cipher did a great job there, Mike. They held off, and they kept Sin at bay for a little bit there. This wasn't enough towards the end, and it's almost a 32-point game there, 31-point game. So a great little lead there by Sinister, but 31 points. It's comebackable. But Cipher have to dig deep coming to the start of the second half.
Well, the thing they're going to need to do is come out strong coming into that second half. They're going to need to make an opening play. They're going to need to get that B flag straight off the bat, and they're going to need to make something happen. Keep that possession for the majority of this half. They can still catch back up. You can come back from scores like that. We've seen it in the past. We've seen higher score differences come back, clutch plays, but it all starts from that opening play, and if they can't get that, that could be a GG for map number 1.
Just looking at that from Gundy, 17-11, great first half. And as I mentioned, Zen, he went 14-11. He was having a much better game at the start of that. Towards the end, he just lost his grip on things. Perhaps making the wrong calls because they were getting pushes against the fence there. They were getting dominated, of course, and they had to make risky moves. This wasn't working out for him. So hopefully we'll see that 31-point lead from Sinister perhaps to diminish a little bit, and Cipher will fight back. But at the same time, I did tip Sinister to take this one out, so I want to keep winning and go to just make sure I'm correct. And a few people commenting on the beard there, and yes, it is coming along, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be able to see that at ACL Brisbane in full effect. It will be there, and I will not be shaving before that. So just look forward to that. As these guys get set up for the second half, though, remember this is for the MLG 2K series here, or the ACL Pro side of things, and these points do matter, and they will help towards your season position come that LAN event at Brisbane on May 31st, June 1st. So if you are attending and you are playing today, make sure you win because those points do matter. Into the second half, we'll go here, Myksta. Who are you sort of feeling we should keep an eye on now? We did see Zen sort of have a great first half, even though towards the end did diminish. From Sinister's side of things, both Gundy and Trent had a great first half as well.
I want to jump on board with Gundy purely for the fact that you sort of questioned his classes at the early start of things. You saw his score at the end of that first.
Anyone would question that, though. Anyone would question it.
That is true, but something's working for him, and why change it if it works?
The mini Myksta, as we like to call him here. If you've ever seen Gundy and Myksta, you've ever seen a picture of either of them, that's what they both look like pretty much. Both from the same branch. He got his what? His good looks.
His COD skill as well.
His COD skill. Oh, rightio. Yeah. And did you get your gear skill from him?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
Trade. Yeah,
trade.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
Pretty much.
I think he came off the better side of things though, because of the fact that gears is just lean. Well, no one likes that anymore. As we'll now come into this one here for the second half, 5 minutes to go. Domination on Freight, and of course the home place will be the first ones. Gundy's going quickly towards that B area, decides to push red, and he's changing class here too, Myksta. He's got the double Samtex rolling with that, and a concussion as well.
He's going to be just looking around here, waiting for someone, but no one is there where he's looking. He's going to turn around the corner, sees one, will be able to pick off that kill. Now there is one player right above him, just going to be aiming out. No, that player is trying to take him out. There we go. Finally is able to get a couple of shots in, but his teammates, Kitty is on that B flag. He wasn't able to stay on there for too long. He did get under pressure to get out of there. You do see the Cipher side, they're trying to push on forward. They're getting a couple kills here, but Kitty is just going to slaughter them with Dizzle.
As you're going to see that scoreline become now, it's a tie of 7-7, but that B flag is up for grabs, and these teams from Sinister, they were all around it, but they gave up for it. They had a few more players pushing up, and they realised that no one was really down. A few takes come out there from Gundy. He does get the assist, thanks to Dizzle pushing up there as well with him. As they jump inside this B flag now, three players down for a second there. As they can't just respawn, they will be able to pick up the B flag, and that's going to help Sinister out now. Trent, 3 and 2 gets taken down. Nimble, nice work there to push that right-hand side out past containers in towards that red area. And now coming that aggressiveness here, trying to keep these guys off B while his teammates cap it, and he just defends it. And it looks like they're going to do so. They neutralise it at the very least here, Myksta. It's going to be close, though, as all players are pushing up and around. But that kill feed is looking very good right now for Cipher.
Yeah, Dizzle's going to try to make something happen, though, to keep him off that B flag. He's got all players there, and he does take down one, but it wasn't enough to stop them from capping that B flag. Now, it's a little bit late into this, of course, already a minute and a half into it, but they can still, mathematically still are able to catch back into this. But at this stage of the game, they're going to need to get a triple cap. And that's basically guaranteed for them. And you see kills happening. Flair's on a 4th streak at the moment. He's opened up to a great start. They're just going to be checking these corners, box out the surrounding buildings, and now trying to push forward and get these kills off the spawn. But Original Sin, they're going to be trying to flank around. They're going to try to rotate from the front as well. But so far it's not working for them.
I was just there with Flares for a moment beforehand. He was on a 4-point streak. He ran out of ammo in the middle of the gunfight. Sadly got taken out in the end. But, it was a great work there by these guys from Cipher to really be more aggressive here at the start of the second half, which is exactly what they need to do, because they were down by that 31-point lead and Sins to put up. So right now you're going to see them. They had that A and B flag. They've now just C's been taken off them, but they picked up A. It's a good trade-off there, taking out each other's home flag, so it allows them to keep accumulating points while pretty much not losing anything in the overall scheme of things. And right now, I'm here with Flares still. Now, I wasn't with Flares for a moment there. Zen was actually pushing up, so I want to jump on board with him. He's inside of Owens right now, and he's picking up a few little kills here, keeping these guys away as they come off this respawn. So this is a great work here by Cipher. That's what we wanted to see. You wanted to see these guys come out, be more aggressive, and keep these guys at bay. And I don't think they need the third cap, really. If they keep this 2 flag for the remaining 2 minutes, they'll be able to minimise that lead that Sinister had and get the lead of their own. But it looks like, Zen, he wants to be a bit more damaging here. He wants to at least neutralise this C flag.
Yeah, that's going to be a great play. Of course, you can see them all spawning at the back of Lumber. He's going to get that neutralization and push back out. Might want to go back into that head glitch, though, but no, he's just going to be eyeing it out. He does get stunned. Players are there, and shots going out. He's going to get one. The second player is going to contest, and unfortunately won't be able to get that kill, but you see only one player left up there, and that is Kitty. He's hiding over there, but no, he's not even able to get the kill. That player from Cipher will actually back out, and you notice they do manage to get that C flag back, the original Sin squad, but the scoreline 63 to 30 or 65 to 39 at the moment. Minute and a half left. They've dropped all their numbers now. Cipher, there's only one up, but it still is possible because they still have that B flag for the moment.
So here with Kitty right now. Kitty was the last one there for a little while. He's going -1, but he was doing a great work there to keep players away every which way he could think of. However, come off that respawn, Cipher being very aggressive to get that B flag and holding it back down again. This is what they need to do, and they're pushing it. They've got a 30-point lead right now. They need to keep on going and keep holding this 2 flag advantage, and that'll then, of course, give them this round, this game 1 win in the domination freight side of things for that first map, and they'll have to head on to the S&D, hoping also the Blitz, and hoping they can just finish it up there. But right now here, Mike, from Cipher's point of view, they've done a great job here in this second half and down to these last few minutes. Even though they were pretty much against the wall there for a short time, even with one player still up and alive, they still held that 2-flag advantage they had. They're still trying to hold this now to date, and they've held this for the most part of this second half. Look at Flares, 20 and 5, 7, 8-point streak, 15 KD to him. He's really stepped it up. As we saw Zen do it during that first half. Now Flares is doing it here in the second to really make that difference.
I just wanted to note there that he got the double kill, he then got the triple kill, he then had to reload, but he didn't even care. He was just walking straight towards him. He's like, I'm going to just take you down anyway. Fortunately, it wasn't meant to be, but I mean, look at this scoreline, 15 seconds left, 97 to 55. They've made the comeback story.
They have, and great work to them in this first game in this series to bring it back up to being down by 31 points. 31 points, like we said, isn't that much, especially on a small map like Freight, because you can just get these flag points so easily. And the whole beat for the majority part of that 5 minutes, it was really great to see. So 101 to 57 on the end of the second half, it'll end up at. So, of course, that will be Cipher taking out that lead and that first game win. So next up, it will be, of course, the S&D on Sovereign. So, it's going to be this time for the Sinister to perhaps, they have to win that to stay alive in this best out of 3 series in the comp in general, being that it's only a single elimination. So, I'm sort of still tipping Sinister, but after seeing what Cipher made of in that last 5 minutes, they could pretty much take this one out in a 2-0 series.
They're going to be trying, and I mean, honestly, some teams actually perform better when they're under that pressure, back against the fence, one map away from getting knocked down. You could just possibly see them just play out of their minds to come straight back into this one, win the S&D, maybe just decided all in the blitz. Who knows? But it's going to be, after seeing that domination game on Freight, I mean, we had players on either side swapping out. We had, Gundi for that first half. We had Flares in that second half. It's going to be an interesting S&D.
It will be. These guys will be changing up hosts as well. Just to mention, 168 to 155 that ended up at 13-point lead that Cipher picked up as well. Ladies and gentlemen, quick commercial break coming up next. It will be game number 2 in this round 1 matchup for the MLG ACL 2K series. Don't go anywhere.